Hey guys, happy winter holiday making cards. All right, so this is my first card of the season, and we are going to use this die from Honeybee Stamps. It's the cottage window, and it has a lot of other pieces like shutters and things, but I'm only going to use this piece and then this large, kind of like a window sill or something. All right, so get you a snack or something, because I'm telling you, it's probably going to be a long one. That's weird. Strange. Oh well, it just adds some texture, I guess. So, all right. So this is going to be, it's going to be our window looking out, our window looking in, but whatever. I'm putting some trees behind it, and I think it's going to be pretty. So yeah, there we go. Put just a little bit more. I'm going to kind of glue all my pieces, and then we're probably going to need to do some stamping, and I'll need to let that dry while we do some other stuff. I was telling you guys to get y'all a snack. Here's my snack. These are the Sugar Cookie Hershey Kisses, and I keep forgetting when I show you guys various hauls and things. Why does my glue always do that? Let me find something. Let me think. I need a piece of something. Yeah, and it's doing it again. So what's it matter, right? I'll tell you what. I'm going to get another piece of paper, and I'll just slide that right away, and it'll be like it almost never happened. Kind of. Not really, but whatever. Okay, so we're going to get glue on stuff anyway. Actually, I will just go ahead and put a couple of pieces of computer paper down here, because we are going to have to kind of move it around, I believe. Alright, and I think I glued, am I gluing it on upside down? I kind of am. Well, I don't know. Let's do it like, I don't know, it's air window. We can do it the way we want to. Okay, so let's focus, 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 people. So like I said, this is from Honeybee Stamps. And I'm using lots of stuff this year, or I plan to anyway, that that I haven't used before. I'm the type of crafter that I may not, I might buy it this year and I might not use it this year, but that's okay. I will get to it, like I always do. It's just, it may take me a couple years to get to it, but I'll get there. I always have it in my mind to use. Like, I know a lot of you guys are like, you'll probably see my hauls or whatever, and then you're like, why aren't you using your new stuff? I don't know. I don't really have an answer for that. But anyway, so I wanted to fill you guys in on some what's been happening in life. We're going to have some icicles hanging down somehow. On down that way, I guess. Alright, so I'm just going to trim that off. So, I'm going to back up a little bit to right before my fiance's birthday. I was trying to, you guys know I'm like terrified of COVID and all that good stuff. I was trying to get over that to go out with him for his birthday. I had even considered riding in the car with him. I know you guys are like, what? You don't even ride the car with him? Not right now. He has a lot of workers coming in and out due to his mother and his aunt that he takes care of. Told you guys about them before. They're in their 90s. And so, it really does concern me for my own father and myself as well, but especially for my father. All right, so we've got some nice little icicles. They should be out here, but I'm not sure. I don't know. All right, it's time to get rid of that gluey sheet. Okay, so it's going to sit on top of this color. but I want this behind it. And I'm considering this is what I need to let dry. This is what I don't know about. I think I better glue this part first. Okay. So inside of here, I want to stamp either this texture or something that kind of reminds me of little snowflakes. So I guess we're sort of looking outside, but it looks like inside. So I don't know. Just work with it, people. And I probably, you know, it would be nice if I could emboss this. And I could. It's just I'm lazy and I don't want to. So we're not going to. I'll stick one up there, even though I don't think it's going to be seen. Yeah, it's nothing major, but it's a little bit of texture back there. I think it'll give us just a hint of it. It's not like super white like I'd planned on if I was going to, you know. So this is the snowflake embossed background that we're going to do. So all right, close enough, I believe. We have work to do to that before we get to all that part. So anyway, so we were going to celebrate his birthday anyway, and I was planning on all this stuff and trying to, like I said, get over my fear and all that good stuff. We were going to, I don't know if we were going to make it completely out to eat, but we were definitely going to like go and get some takeout or something, and maybe just, you know, do some grocery shopping or something. And but I don't know why we like to grocery shop together, but we do. But anyway, so we're just going to do something fun. And I thought about this one restaurant outside if it was warm enough, and it has a shelter, so it's okay. But anyway, so I had all these plans, and he was the one saying, well, you know, the numbers are high, maybe we shouldn't, and that kind of thing. He knows I worry a lot. And so let's see how that's looking. I think it's pretty cute. Definitely got to have that dry there. All right, so don't let your stuff collect lots of fuzz and all that. Our little acetate sheet here, and glue, and all sorts of things. But all right, so I could just glue this directly on this, and then I'll worry about that later, I think. I don't know. I hope it's not too soon to do this, but we're going to do it and see how it goes. All right, so I'm not even sure if this is the right glue for that. You know what? I'm not going to go up the sides. I don't think, because that's just going to make a bigger mess. All right, so anyway, so I'm telling him that that he needs to go and it'll be good for him and all that stuff, and I'm kind of urging it on, ragging it on more than he is, which is odd. And all right, so we're going to carefully, which side's the glue on? I cannot even tell. Okay, it's this side. It's crazy, y'all. I thought I trimmed it to fit, but it's close enough and you're not going to be able to see the squished out glue part. I don't, oh, you might right there. I don't think. We can cover that up with, we can make it snow or something if we need to, and we can dab it off a little bit there. Or maybe it's squishing out. Yeah, it's squishing out from the front, so maybe we need to dab it there. And I'll cover that up with a snowflake or something. All right. Just get rid of that glue. So anyway, so I'm trying to plan his birthday, and you know, I know he's had a lot of stress with them and the move and taking care of, you know, his aunt as well now and that good stuff. So I want to take him out. And so the weekend before that, I had like a headache. And as I cough now, and I thought it was going to turn into a sinus infection, which bugged me. And I was annoyed, but you know, it's not like the end of the world. But I wasn't going up to visit or anything like that, and didn't want to be around them. Didn't really want to be around anybody. It was, you know, when you have a headache, you're just like, leave me alone. And so then he wanted me to pick up a prescription and bring up and drop it off. So I did that, and I guess I'll do it around this edge. I don't know if I should do that edge or this edge, but either one I guess will be okay. So anyway, I think it'll cover it fine. I can get a good coating on this because you can't see that. So anyway, I just pulled in, you know, mask on, because I always have a mask on, like, you know, with the workers and things there, I don't feel safe, but I don't feel like super unsafe all the time, like, too bad. But anyway, but I do wear my mask and things, so, and now I'm thankful, because, so, place that gently down. That kind of squishes behind that. And it, you see how the white gives it a little texture. I don't think I really needed to emboss it. It's okay that I didn't. But anyway, so I dropped it off and left. And then in a few days, well, okay, so that was like Saturday. Well, then we were talking about going Monday, talking about going Tuesday, but there was a flood watch they had put up. And his birthday was on Thursday. So we're still, you know, watching the weather and saying, well, maybe, but you have to be really careful in our area these days, because flooding is like a real thing. We're going to use this little Simon Says ink called Scuba, and it's kind of a greenish, whatever this is, basically. But anyway, I was even going to take the day off on his birthday, because, ooh gosh, that's pretty dark. I did test it out on a snowflake, and it didn't quite seem that dark. Maybe I wasn't quite so heavy-handed. I'll go lighter. Just wanting to get a little bit of color in there, I don't need a whole lot. So anyway, he was feeling a little bit puny, is the way he described it, and no big deal, you know. I just thought he was run down from, I mean, normally I would think COVID or whatever, just if anybody says they even have like a hung toenail or something, I would be like, oh, you've got COVID. But I thought he was just run down from keeping them, and not a big deal. Still wanted his birthday to go well. So, but then by, so on Wednesday, then we decided we weren't going to go, because it was calling for like massive rains, and we were afraid we couldn't get back. There's a couple places that we have to cross that always flood, like just always. And if they're calling for something like that, and then we couldn't get back to his mom and the worker, even though she had a long day that day, she could only stay for a certain amount of time, which would give us just enough time to run and do maybe one thing and then go eat. So, but anyway, so we finally decided not to go. I think I'm going to pop dot this. I believe I am. Where's my tape? Okay, so, yeah, I am. So anyway, a little piece stuck of something. All right, so we decided that we wouldn't go, and then the very next day on his birthday, oh, what did you get for your birthday? I got COVID. He had lost his taste and smell, and was feeling bad and had a fever. And he wasn't feeling horrible. He never really did feel horrible. But as soon as he lost his taste and smell, it was like, oh my gosh. And so he went and got tested. There was really nowhere to go. It was Thursday night, and there was nowhere to go close by on Friday. So he went Monday. He could have gone on the weekend somewhere, but who would have watched them? I would have had to keep them, and I can't do that right now, especially, if he thinks he has COVID. So, I mean, if it was a true emergency and he'd like fallen on the floor or something, I would try to help him out. But I'm not just going to go just because he needs to get tested. So on Thursday then, he was feeling bad. I still went up, and it was his birthday, and he was at the other house. He has to go. He only lives like 5 minutes from the other one, and so he goes back down there, and his cats are very old and sick and things. He has to give them medicine twice a day, and so he goes back down there. He doesn't want to move them out of their environment and upset them. And he's not around any people or anything like that. So he goes back down there, and let me see here. Is that straight? I believe it is. I want to get the word winter on here, even though I have lost my eye. I can find one. A little dot to make the eye for winter. Yeah, I think that will be fine. Okay, and you can see the glue a little bit there, but it's going to be okay because we're going to cover it up with some stuff. Let me set this to the side for just a second. And I'm really thinking about doing something up here, some sort of texture. Maybe a snowflake, maybe not. I don't know. I have these. I was going to do like some strung lights. I thought I cut it in. Oh yeah, I did. Cut it in the other color too. Here it is. So I could cut those off, and it could be decorated, or it could just be like that. We're just going to go for like that for a little while. All right. So anyway, I made him a cake. It was a really good cake called Better Than Sex Cake. And if you guys want the recipe, let me know. And I figured since, he definitely was not getting any for his birthday, that was a good cake to make. Anyway, then just do that one a little bit. Okay, is that 3? Yes. So I took him a cake and stayed probably 12 feet away. And just put the cake on the front of the car, wished him a happy birthday, and that kind of thing. No hug, no nothing. But, it's the way it goes sometimes. So, just going to add our little snowflakes somewhere here. I wanted just a hint of color on them, not too much. So, maybe up there. I feel like I gotta do 3. One should definitely be there. But I wanted 3 different snowflakes, I wonder if I should edge this in the green a little. I moved it a little bit on the die, and it overcut a little. So I think I'll just tip the edges with this, just for a little color. So anyway, so that was his birthday Thursday though. So even though he hadn't lost his taste and smell or whatever until that night when we talked, I knew he was sick, and there's a possibility. So I didn't want to be anywhere near him. I wore my shield, he wore a mask, all that stuff. And but anyway, so I only stayed about 5 minutes and left. And I felt really bad. I mean, it was a horrible birthday for him, I know, but the worker was there that day, and she did come or whatever, and but he did tell her he was feeling bad. She said, oh, it's nothing, you know, that kind of thing. And she said, I'll stay, no problem, you know. So, like I said, he went down to feed the cats and things like that in peace, and that was good. He went to the courthouse to turn in his early voting thing, which turned out not to be good. He was probably spreading his germs there, but it's a little absentee ballot thing. But anyway, all right. Put just a little glue there. So anyway, then that night, like I said, he lost his taste and smell, and so then on Monday he got tested. All right, so I did drop him off some things once again. I was going to the store or somewhere, and so that was okay. Like, I wouldn't let him in anywhere near me. And I just set it at the top of the driveway just in case, you know. And you know, I know he probably felt bad. I treated him like he had the plague, but you know, sort of is. And but I did pick up his groceries. I mean, you know, and so, and I just have his credit card and things. I don't have to like touch any money of his or any of that, so that's good. But so then on Thursday morning, as I was pulling into work, he called me, and he never calls me that early. And I was kind of freaked out, like that one of the ladies had passed away or something. And but luckily it wasn't. I mean, it was still not good, but at least it wasn't that. But he told me he was positive. So I went ahead, and I usually park, you know, like in the back. So I parked out front, and I just gave my boss a cell phone call and said, you're going to want to come outside for a second. And I'm going to put that right there, I think. I believe. I'm going to snip that right there. We need one little decoration or something there. Little festive house thing. So anyway, and I told both of them to come out because I knew they were they were just finishing up a morning duty and should be headed down the hall about that time. So they were, and that worked out perfectly. So anyway, he came out, and of course I was like, well, what do you want me to do? Which I knew the answer was go get tested. So I did have to go get tested, and then I had to quarantine for, well, at first I thought it was going to be 14 days. And, okay, so I'm going to just glue the tips, I guess, of the light. I'm doing the whole thing here. So anyway, so my little cousin actually was the nurse that tested him. Maybe I'm just going to put one. I don't want that bubble. I just want one little tiny dab of glue right there and right there. And that should be enough. I hope it will be anyway. We'll see. If one of you guys get this card, let me know if that was enough. Alright, so we're going to stick her finger and glue there. And that little light right there is going to catch that little bit of glue. And hopefully right there. I'm messing this all up, y'all. Great day. Let me just try not to touch it with my hand. Maybe that'll work better. So anyway, back to my story. I feel like this is once upon a time in COVID land. So I went and got tested. It wasn't bad like I thought it was going to be. It was just like a little tickle in my nose. I didn't clean my brain or anything. Stick it way up there. Apparently they do at the hospital, but the doctor's office I went to did not. So that was awesome. And I have this pretty little snowflake border that you guys, or not border, but it's a border around the edge, you know what I'm saying? So anyway. So it wasn't too bad. Alright, so my tests came back in 2 days. And so by the time the health department, I was negative, yay, negative. So happy that it just worked out that way. And so happy that I'm super hyper and wear a shield and a mask and all that good stuff. And once he lost his taste and smell, like when I dropped his food off, he wore a shield as well to come up. But that's okay because he was nowhere near me. So once we told the health department that, I honestly probably don't even know if they believed us. I'm sure everybody probably says they were careful, but I am like a germaphobe, and I was. I wasn't too worried on the weekend because, or not the weekend, but I tested Thursday morning. I got it back the end of the day at like 10 to 5 on Friday. So, like I said, I wasn't too worried that I had it because I'd been so careful and things. But you never know. I mean, you can get it. Just doesn't matter these days. So, all right. So I'm going to go over the snowflakes in just a little bit. A link is Stella here. And so anyway, I mean, I was slightly worried. Don't get me wrong. Like, you always wonder. But I wasn't too worried. So, and I thought, if I get it, like, I'm just done. I can't do anymore. Like, I cannot be any more safe. Like I said, I'm not going in their house or anything like that. Even when I was visiting the week before that, I was just doing like a porch visit, which I feel horrible about as a girlfriend, but, you gotta do what you gotta do in these COVID times. So, I don't know if a worker, brought it in, if maybe a trip for him to, I don't think this one has much in it. Try this one. There's one that's almost empty, one that's not. So anyway, thankfully for the flash flood, and thankfully, like, that I am super crazy or precautious, whichever one you want to call it, and that's a good thing. But anyway, I also brought him up dinner for his birthday, things like that, along with the cake, so he wouldn't at least have to cook. And I dropped off, like, I think pizza the day after his birthday or whatever, because I knew he wasn't feeling well anyway, whether he had that or not. Like, and I got him all kinds of stuff, all the vitamin C chews and juice and some cough syrup and Tylenol and all that good stuff. But anyway, so fast forward to my birthday, which was 30, 31, 3 days later. Anyway, I was actually quite happy on that day. A few too many phone calls from the family, although that's nice. I mean, you shouldn't complain about that either. I appreciate their calls, but I'm sort of a hermit, I believe. The lockdowns and all that stuff don't really bother me. I'm happy to stay in and all that good stuff these days. I didn't used to be. I want to go out all the time, but I'm okay with that now. But anyway, had a nice quiet dinner. My dad fixed me a T-bone steak, some shrimp, some of that Red Lobster cheese bread. That's pretty awesome. And it was just nice. It was quiet, and so anyway, then the the health department said that I could go on back to work, that they weren't going to consider me like a contact or something of a contact, because we had been careful, we've been 6 feet apart, worn masks, shields, things like that. So that was good. And so I went and picked up my doctor's excuse on Monday morning and then went back to work. I actually took the rest of the day off Monday since, like, hey, that was my excuse day. So then I just went Tuesday. And so I did get some stamping done and things like that. I got some house cleaning done that I needed to do. And I did try to drive somewhere for a rapid test that day too, because the doctor's office I went to only did the regular test. And people kept telling me it was like 3 or 4 days to get that back. But the place I went for the rapid test, then they were booked up until Tuesday. I thought, well, by then my regular test will be back. So, but anyway, so that's pretty cool. And but I would have been released earlier, but the nurse from the health department was going to a funeral, and somehow she had to run it by her, so she had to approve it. So that's why the Monday thing. And but guys, just be careful. I mean, it's not worth it. I know lots of states are, you know, doing, I don't know, like instating more of not necessarily lockdowns, but a little bit of lockdowns. Our governor's finally going to push the mask thing. He's really waited a long time for that. A little too late if you ask me, but hey, nobody's asking me. So, but anyway, the boyfriend is doing quite well, and he basically, his only symptoms were a low grade fever. He didn't feel great, but like he never stopped him from exercising every day, things like that. They still did. He did take care of both ladies, and unfortunately, they both have fevers. She had a little bit of a runny nose, and that was her only symptom. She's doing better now and doesn't have a fever. That was his mother, and then, but his aunt, haven't talked to him again tonight, but this morning he had a fever. So, I mean, she had a fever. Sorry, his is gone, but she still had a fever. So, you guys send her some good energy if you can. And she has a little cough, not bad, but just like or something. And so hopefully she will pull through as well. And send some good energy my way so that I can feel comfortable going back there someday. Because it's going to be hard, y'all. I'm telling you. Like, as germaphobe-ish, if that's a word, as I am, I feel like it's gonna be New Year's or something before I can like just be at peace and be around him a little bit, and that's just a little. So we haven't celebrated his birthday or my birthday. I told him we'll just do it at Christmas, and then now I'm like, well, New Year's, it's a great time. He's like, are you serious? And I said, well, we could do Valentine's Day. But anyway, so I'm going to have to try and get over that. But it's a very scary thing. Numbers are popping around here, like really close in my little town. Lots of people I know like crazy, and it just really freaks me out, y'all. So everybody, I hope you are going to be safe and take care of yourself, because I love y'all, and I want y'all to stay here with me on YouTube and in the world. All right, guys, so this is our card and our window to the world, and it's a snowy world right now, and I've got to find the eye for winter, and we will be good. So I hope you guys are all doing good and staying safe, and keep masking up, keep shielding up, wear those gloves, do anything you can to make yourself safe. Clorox the heck out of everything, wash your hands, all that good stuff. So I'll talk to y'all later. Bye, guys.